Good morning, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button, please do subscribe. Good morning everyone. It is Friday, the sun is out, the sun is shining. It looks like it's going to be a lovely day. I've got up as usual, I fed my elderly cats, I fed my chihuahua, and I've made myself a cup of coffee in my Alice in Wonderland cup. So good morning. I hope this is going to be the start of what is a lovely day. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1983, the lowest ever ground level temperature on Earth was recorded in Antarctica, minus 89.2 degrees Celsius. That's colder than the average daytime temperature on Mars. You'd need a lot more than your winter woolies for a trip there.
Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 8:58 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
I missed something. Can you say it again?
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Friday the 21st of July.
Alexa, what's the weather like?
Currently, in Rochester it's 15 degrees Celsius with mostly sunny skies. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds, with a high of 21 degrees and a low of 12 degrees.
Alexa, what is the Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Right now in Rochester, it's 15 degrees Celsius with mostly sunny skies. Today's
Alexa,
forecast.
can you tell me a joke? Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Did you hear about the scandal at the carpet factory? Probably not. The owners swept it under the rug.
Tell me about it. That's what they do with scandals, Alexa. They sweep them under the rug or the carpet. Right, so I'm here at my flat in Rochester and I'm just trying to relax. I don't think that I've got any plans for today. I'm just going to take Max out for a walk as I usually do. So you wake up in the morning and you expect some text or someone to try and upset me. That's what I do. It's a common occurrence that I'm bombarded with messages on Instagram or some social platform, and some of them are nice messages, some of them aren't so nice. And this morning there was no messages at all from anywhere, which was a great relief. I do switch my phone off at night between 12 and 7 in the morning because I used to get bombarded all through the night with the phone randomly going off at the early hours of the morning, stupid o'clock, and stupid messages. So basically I had one message off of Flirt Finder. Flirt Finder to me is just like a small dating site where you just say hello to someone and take it from there. And I got a message, and you describe people how they look. With a bald head, this man of about 40 with a bald head, and it was a really close up of his face, so the photo had been taken like it was right in his face. So you got a great big look at his teeth, and his front teeth were really big and there was a gap and they were twisted. So he had a bald head and he looked like that drunk that came from Rochester, came from Chatham to Rochester with the bald head and the blue baseball cap. It looked like a close-up face of him. There's been a couple of incidents where I've gone to Chatham, I've done a bit of shopping, and I've seen this drunk in Chatham yelling and shouting. He's got a bald head and he's got, crooked teeth. I've got crooked teeth, it's just how you describe people. So a couple of times this guy has been sat on a bench with a bearded man that's supposed to be a funny version of my father, Derek. So you've had these two drunks swearing and yelling, and a couple of times the bald-headed drunk has been saying abusive language and yelling and shouting where I live near the local co-op. And sometimes I wear a baseball cap. I've got various different baseball caps. I've got a white one, I've got a khaki one, I've got a red one, I've got a Mickey Mouse one. But I'm not bald, I've got a head full of hair and it's ginger. So I don't want anyone to mix me up with a bald-headed, foul-mouthed drunk. That's all. Because I'm a woman and I don't drink or smoke or take drugs. Last night, after coming back with Max, I sat in my flat and I just put the television on, basically. I was watching the TV, I watch the news, I keep up to date with the news. I'm not much into the soap operas now, and I think since Queen Elizabeth II has passed away, that life for me has changed dramatically. I don't know why, but that's what it feels like. I think the world has turned really nasty and dark, cold and evil. I think Queen Elizabeth brought a splash of colour to the newspapers. She had a funny sense of humour and you know, she was like Great Britain to me. Now it just doesn't feel the same. It's like turned black, turned cold and turned evil. So me myself, I this, you know, at this moment in time, I get up and the world seems a dark, dreary place. Things have changed a lot. My neighbours moved out, my son's moved away, so that's another reason. So I'm up, I'm ready to go, and I'm going to try to make the most of today. I've got plenty of food in the fridge. I could go out if I wanted to. I don't want to. I like to keep safe and keep myself you know, well, and not to get stressed, because stress can be a killer. It can cause a lot of problems to get stressed and unhappy. So let's, my mum left me a voicemail last night. She hasn't phoned this morning yet.
You have 1 new message and 3 saved messages. First new message received yesterday at 8:40 p.m.
Good evening, Janessa. It's me, your mum, Jennifer, speaking from my landline phone to you, Janessa. Wishing you a very, very good night. Good night and God bless, and I'll phone you tomorrow. I know it's a bit later than I normally would ring you in the evening, but yeah, I was doing something and I did remember, but I'm sure Janessa won't mind just once. And the time right now is, 20 minutes to 9 o'clock p.m., which isn't too late, really, is it, Janessa? Anyway, good night. God bless.
To listen to the message again, press 1.
So that was my mum's, Jennifer's, voicemail message to me, Ginestra Crystal, last night. Along with the Flirt Finder guy, he texted me and he said, hello, like you're a wonderful person to be with, and it doesn't matter about your size. And automatically you start to think, oh, it doesn't matter about my size, am I fat, am I a funny shape? And I took no notice of that, and I want to meet a genuine person face to face over a coffee in a coffee shop. I don't want this anymore. I don't want this. I want to meet a real person that is an adult, that is not got a spiteful personality and someone that wants to get to know me over time and not just rush things. But I find it impossible. These dating sites, to me, seem to have the same people in them doing the same stupid things, being spiteful, negative, hurtful, making comments about my weight, making comments about the way I look. And then you've got a person with a bald head and crooked teeth mentioning my size, and then they send me a picture of what looks like an ex-convict, a real close-up of someone's face, telling me it doesn't matter what you look like. Why can't people just start a conversation normally? Hello, how are you? And then get to know you over a number of weeks, months. You meet, you meet up, and if you don't like somebody, you don't have to be rude. You just say, I'm sorry, I've met you, and I don't want to take it any further. Why do people have to act like spiteful, horrible people? Why do they have to be spiteful? And why go through my dating sites just to annoy me about the way I look and the size of me? Why? Haven't you got anything else better to do? Do you know what? I've got better things to do with my time. I take my dog out for a walk, I read. I don't stalk somebody in their dating sites and keep sending them messages and then see what they're doing, if they've answered it, and then, all throughout the day make comments, I've got this, I've got that, I've got 6 dogs, I've got this. It doesn't matter. That doesn't make somebody. Possessions don't make someone. You might have a load of money, you might have a fleet of cars, but it doesn't make a person. And when the Queen passed on, her crown went to King Charles. You can't keep possessions. It doesn't matter. What you've got doesn't matter. What you look like doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's a personality, how you treat somebody. And if you're awful and nasty, you can be as beautiful as anything, and it won't matter. Everybody likes... This flat was new, right? I'll give you an example. We'll give you an example. When I first moved into this flat, it was pristine, it was lovely, everything was brand new. And you're blinded by it. It's lovely. It's brand new. Then over time, things get used. They get worn. They wear out. They get dirty. They get like things fall apart, right? So you don't. What I'm saying is, a person doesn't stay beautiful. A person doesn't stay. I've walked this planet. Right, obviously not since I was a baby, but say at least since I was 3. So I'm 54 now. So I've been on this planet 54 years, right? And 51 of those years I've been on my feet, walking on my feet, right? If you get older, your body wears out, you get run down, you get things wrong with you. You can't expect someone to stay. Even if you're pretty, your looks will fade. That's what I'm trying to explain. You ain't going to stay like you are forever. No one does. And I had a shock. You see, when you live with your family, you don't notice people aging. You don't notice them aging. You live with them, you see them every day, and it's not till you step outside the family environment and stay away for maybe a couple of years, and you come back and you see how your family has aged. Because I had a shock when COVID came about and my father passed away. Right, before my father passed away, my mum was a physically active woman. She was older, but she was physically active, and she was upright. After COVID, 2 years after COVID now, My mum is all hunched over, she can't walk properly, and she's aged about 10 years like overnight. It comes as you get older, age just suddenly comes on and your body changes. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Take relatives out to get to work if they're a carer who can't use public transport. You know, you have to listen to people.
What's Keir Starmer's view of ULEZ?
I have to say, I don't know what Keir's view is. I hope that he will listen to the arguments that are involved and come down on the side of suspending it until we can find a better and fairer way of tackling the issues of air quality in London. And Tom, could I just crave your indulgence? I just want to say Danny Beales, our candidate in Uxbridge, did a fine job. So did our organisers and our activists, but they were being asked to send water uphill. And I am sorry for their disappointment, and I wanted Labour to win. But you know, perhaps this experience will make us consider just how hard it is going to be for some people.
I'll put this to you finally, Siobhan McDonough. The ULEZ scheme as it currently exists will affect a small number of people. The scrappage scheme has already expanded a little bit to try and help those people. The change is absolutely necessary to clear up the air to protect the lungs of young people. And what you are doing, what other Labour MPs are doing, what other Conservatives are doing, is pandering to a kind of anti-green populism rather than taking a difficult decision to the benefit of people.
Tom, let me tell you about Carmen. Carmen is 79 years of age. She still works as a telephonist at St Helier Hospital. She's got a blue badge, so she is disabled. The only way she can access the scheme for older drivers is by claiming attendance allowance. She's Irish. She said to me, she came here in the 1950s. She's never claimed anything off the government. Why should she claim money now that she doesn't want, she doesn't need, in order to be able to drive her car to work 2 days a week, go to Mass on Sunday and do the shopping on Saturday?
Good to speak to you. Siobhan McDonough, thank you, Labour MP for Mitcham and Morden, campaigning against that proposed expansion to ULEZ. Is it ULEZ what lost it for Labour? I wonder what you make now of what you heard from two Labour MPs, both in London, one in the shadow cabinet, Siobhan McDonough, down there in Mitcham and Morden, both of them saying that this now requires a change of course, or at least a discussion about a change of course. I wonder whether in Uxbridge in particular, but in outer boroughs of London and in the areas around London where a lot of people drive into the city for work, that is music to your ears. 03456060973. Coming up.
I think it's always good to get new people in politics. I mean, I think we mustn't become a repeat of the in-betweeners, right? So I think you've got to have people who've actually done stuff. Well, this guy has he's been at Oxford University more than he's been in a job.
Veterans Minister Johnny Mercer, Conservative MP, talking on the news earlier this morning about the newly elected Labour MP in North Yorkshire, Keir Mather, who is 25 years old. Is 25, do you think, too young to be an effective representative of the people? We'll discuss. 9:15.
Right, guys, I'm going to get off in a moment. So they're talking about ULEZ on the radio this morning. Outside, just now, there was a logistics lorry, blue, with some kind of logo on it, with an old man with glasses who looked like a short version of Rupert Murdoch. So I had this logistics lorry delivering a parcel to the opposite flats while I was listening to the radio just now. Big blue lorry with logistics and certified on the lorry, and it looked like a small Rupert Murdoch with glasses with his cap on, delivering a long brown package to the flats opposite. See you later.